Hello, bit knackered today. I've just worked the weekend, so I'm not going out for a walk. I've come to a museum, and I do love a good museum. Problem is this one's in Luton, so I'm right in the town centre as well. Quick look on. It's housed in this old Victorian mansion just behind me. The building itself I don't think is anything that spectacular, you know, but I'm hoping to find some interesting stuff. Jesus Christ! Oh, did you hear that? You got to be careful here in Luton, that was close. Oh, incoming! Ah. Ah. Let's get inside and see what exhibits they've got, eh? Jesus! Well, no filming, I'm told. Despite there being lots of YouTube videos filmed in there already in existence. Right, let's think of somewhere else to go. You guys, maybe just have a walk, eh? I don't know what that was all about. I mean, heaven forbid I, get any footage of their secret straw hat operation. I don't think it's any great loss though, because it wasn't really, an ancient finds sort of place. It is mostly straw hats and billiards cues by the looks of it. Right, what we'll do, we'll go up to Someries Castle. It's not far from here, and it's somewhere I've been meaning to have a look at. So I'll catch you there in a mo. That wasn't far off Green Lane, innit? Getting up here just now. Good job I got big Sue's. I think the Volvo might have struggled with that. Right. So finally, somewhere where I can actually have a look around with my camera and not be spoken to like I'm some sort of straw hat espionage agent. Welcome to Someries Castle. Here we go. This gatehouse and chapel are remains of the 15th century manor house, an early example of brick building. It is scheduled as an ancient monument. If you've arrived by car, please park on the hard standing opposite and leave the farm roads unobstructed. Roads is a stretch. Right next to Luton Airport. It's a very strange castle. It's made out of brick and it's from the 15th century. Now there's not a lot of it left standing, but there's a lot more to look at than I usually get, because I'm usually looking at the sites of Norman castles where all you've got left is the earthworks. This is one of the earliest examples of a brick built structure in England. One of the very first to abandon stone and start using fired bricks. Well, this is the main gatehouse, as you can probably tell. You've got a little pedestrian entrance there. This is where the carriages would have come through. And the main house, the main manor building, was through there. That's all demolished now. It's just a field with some chickens in it. So this was the gatehouse. And you've got a couple of little windows here, I guess potentially for shooting people through. Lovely great big stone arch, look. I did do that out of brick. Can you hear the chickens? It was built by a family called Someries, which is why it's Someries Castle. They were from Dudley. And then he died and it went over to a bloke called Wenlock. Now he abandoned the main bit after a period of time, which was there. That all got knocked down and the bricks were reused. I'm guessing not in those houses there, but there are much older farm buildings just behind me where I think a lot of the bricks got reused. But basically the main fortified manor house was here, and I think those little lumps you can see over there are what's left of the formal gardens. Obviously long gone. The chickens seem to be enjoying it though. I don't mind the noisy chickens, but those flipping planes are going to drive me nuts in a minute. There you go, that's looking back through the gatehouse. Now actually it makes me wonder, because there's no road there these days. That just goes straight across the fields towards the airport. Makes me wonder what used to be under what is now Luton Airport. All of that flat area you can see. That's the airport through there. So if our main entrance here is facing the site of what's now Luton Airport, well, where was it coming from? What was there before? Really makes me wonder. And I always had my suspicions about Luton Airport anyway, because it's on a promontory. It's sitting on top of a hoe. Now every hoe around here has an ancient settlement on it. You can tell how high up we are by the fact that you can't see any hills in the background. All of that's airport, and I'm certain that there were settlements under there. I don't know what, if anything was found or not. Right, let's have a quick look round the back of the gatehouse, because there's the remains of a spiral staircase. Where are we? Here we are. They've gated this off for safety reasons. There's your, let's get past that. There you go. There's your spiral staircase. Ooh, get that bar out of the way. Running up there, look. Into the tower, up to the upper floors. But also, although it's now been all filled in, it continues downwards, down into the dungeons and the cellars. I really wish that wasn't filled in, but it looks pretty inaccessible. And look at the brickwork on the underside of the stairs there, look. Quite an interesting place to see, because it's so different from everything else I usually look at. I mean, okay, it's not a castle in the sense that you'd normally think of a castle, but it's an extremely well fortified manor house. Bear in mind, this is just their front porch. It's seriously thick walls. You've got buttressing on the outside as well. Have a quick look, I'll show you that. There you go, look. Oops. There you go, look. A really defensible building. Now through here, bearing in mind we would have approached along here from whatever's now under the airport, through here, through the main entrance, then to the left you've got the old chapel. Actually there's even traces of, look, I'm not sure if that's an old brick floor or if it's where a wall used to be. There's more of it here, look. There was either a wall there or a brick floor. Anyway, back to the chapel. This is the old chapel. Whacking great window at that end, look. You've got this little side door coming into the chapel. These might well have had stained glass in them at one point. You never know. And over here, here's an interestingly angled window. Can you see how it's at a slant there? That was so that the ladies of the house could sit in comfort over in their boudoir and watch the services without having to leave the comfort of their house. And over here, I can't remember what they call these things. It's not a font as such. It's not a font. It's not for baptising babies in, but it was some sort of receptacle for holy water. And interestingly, there's even a little drain that goes through to outside. So there's Someries Castle then. It's a bit of an odd one, but I'm glad I came to see it. It is pretty unique. My hands are absolutely freezing because I wasn't expecting to be outdoors. I thought I was going to a nice warm museum. So much for that. Let's have just a quick walk around the outside then, so you can get a look at the whole thing on the way out. I took my nieces up to Tottenham Castle. Took my nieces up to Tottenham Castle a couple of weeks ago, and they really had difficulty picturing it as a castle, because obviously it's an old Norman site. It was made of wood. There's nothing left but the pretty impressive, very large mound and the ditches around it that it's all built on. And they could actually see it. When I got them there, they were a bit dubious on the way. They said, "Oh, Dad said we're just going to look at a hill." But when they got there, they could actually see how it was a castle. I think they might enjoy this one. I know I would, because I'd have been climbing up all this. Definitely worth a quick look anyway, even if there's not actually that much to say about it. It's a shame that's all private land. It would have been nice just to have a look around the lumps and bumps and see if there's any what might be left in traces of the traces of the actual manor house and what I suspect was the gardens there. I'm going to do a little bit of research actually. I mean, of all the books I've read and all the websites I've visited about local history, I've never come across any mention of finds from the Luton Airport site over there. There must have been, I'm convinced of it. I'm going to start looking that up and see what, if anything, was destroyed in the process of building that flipping airport. And there's the arse end of the chapel. Right then, so it's these buildings over here. I'm not going to film them because people live in them, but I suspect this might be where all of the where the brick. Oh yeah, look, I'll just give you a little quick peek through the trees there. Can you see? Pretty old. I think that's where the bricks went. That's what I read. Right, I'm going to go home and warm my hands up because I've not got a hat. I've not got gloves. Screw you, Wardown Park Museum. See you all later.